right. Good morning, everyone. I think I've got everything in row. The ducks, that is. So we're here live doing our daily Lenormand card spread reading, and this morning I am using the Lenormand cards to do the reading. And we're here on a beautiful sunny morning at Port Elliot and moving into, I suppose it's going to be a warm day. I didn't actually look at the Bureau of Meteorology forecast. I just looked at the temperature and it said 9.8. I thought, oh, no wonder I'm feeling cool. But we're not here for a weather report. We're here to tune into our psychic senses, intuition, and whatever connection you have with your spiritual beings. And we're going to be doing a reading. Here we go. Now, I didn't check that I had that lined up properly. Duh. Silly me. Some things, you just get distracted with. I did check into my HAPS account very briefly before I popped in, so that's why that was out of the way. I hadn't remembered to do that. So here we go. Good morning, Kat. And we've got Lee. Oh, good morning, Lee. And good morning, Veronica. Lovely to see you here as well. Oh, I love those. What have you got? Oh, I'm going to let it scroll. I'll let it scroll to get those emojis there. When it's just that little bit too long to fit in, there we go. The flowers and the butterfly. Beautiful. Thank you. Kerry Ann, good morning to you as well. We've got Kim here. Good morning, Kim. Hope you're going really well. And we've got Rena, and hoping there's no glitches today. So far there hasn't been, but let's see. We've only just started, haven't we? So what we have got the Owl card being, be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can. Isn't it a gorgeous face there? It's so lovely. Anyway, that's the Owl card. And what we've got, good morning, Mary. How are you this morning? Hearts and love going out to you. Oh, whoops. I've still got my Healy on. Hearts and love going out to you, darling. I did see your post the other day. Yes, times do pass, don't they, in our lives that are quite momentous. And having our mother move on is one of those. So I do feel for you. Now, Inkwell and Quill is our Inner Soul Guidance card from the Oracle deck that Leanne and Deb have created. So look carefully at agreements. Be careful what you sign. I also see it as being that is written that you could be writing up the agreement too. It's not just what you're actually doing in the signing yourself. It's creating agreements with others as well. And we are using our Lenormand deck being the Gilded Reverie, Lenormand by Sarah Marchetti. And I'm using the expanded edition. Okay, so thank you, Mary, for that. I won't need to put that one up. So, okay, let's move into the reading, the cards themselves. We've got the letter in the home space. We've got the Tower as our work energy today. We've got the birch broom and the whip. I couldn't think of the name of that thing. It's a whip. That's in the unexpected. We've got the two bridges, and it is the card is called Bridges in our role, and we've got the ship as that central energy, that outcome. Yeah, technically in the spread naming, it's the outcome card. So it's basically the central, what's at the end of the day type. Okay. So when we're looking at the letters, and how fun that's the inkwell is that one. So that we've got the inkwell and quill. I will put that there. So it does correlate and synchronize with what we're doing with the letters, because even though this is in the home space, and that may be that these agreements are in the home space, what I'm actually sensing for those who are because I went through a similar thing with my own divorce. It was a financial agreement first, and then it was later on, actually a couple of years later, that there was a divorce process. So, but I'm feeling that this is what I'm feeling with this morning. It's in that home space of a more legal-ish type of writing letters, because this did come up as, it's agreements. It's not your personal have a chat, write nice things to someone personally letter. I think it is that it's legal. But it could also mean that it's something to do with contracts around changing your home and, selling one, purchasing another, or rental agreements or anything along that line. But it is, as the Inner Soul card suggests, just look carefully at those agreements and make sure that you've got the I's dotted, T's crossed, and that it is something that you are willing to sign and be bound by. So I think for today, that's what we're going to be looking at in that space. It may even just be that there's something that you've seen that you're verbal, inner agreeing to, that it's not absolutely having to be on pen and paper, but it's those inner agreements we make that are as if it's like that type of legal binding agreement. It's the things that you can probably tell yourself sometimes that you're agreeing to in that sort of context. And I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. It's not coming in. So good morning, Sarah. Lovely to see you here. And I'm letting yours scroll too because I like the 4-leaf clovers. Not that I need the luck or anything. Perception is we create our own in some respects. And there we go. Beautiful. Thank you. And good morning, Shaz. And I hope you're enjoying your time with your sisters. Beautiful mornings that we can have with our families when they come visit. And extended since you've got a week of it. So wonderful space and time to actually look at how we are agreeing to certain things in our family space, in our home space. And good luck to all of you who are actually signing contracts where you're moving into new homes and spaces or selling or whatever, that it's happy and pleasant for you. I'm feeling good energies around it. Just make sure you've got what you want in it properly. Okay. And certainly if it's needing that, to have it checked by the relevant, lawyers, conveyancers, whatever. Here we've got moving into, from that is more the personal level. I'd already said that one, Shaz. And here we go with the personal level of what is the moving from the personal level into the workspace of the tower, building what is empire in some respects. That's what I'm feeling. Creating what we want as our foundation first, so that we can actually build it. It needs to be on that solid ground. So when we're moving into our workspace, if you're actually moving into doing a new job or a new project or something, it's going to be good and solid is what I'm feeling. And that's part of what the process is for you today in your work, in that space that you're doing what you need to be doing. If you're a solopreneur or someone that's working from home and the rest, it's still a valid thing to continue to build on. You're building on what is the the business side of it, even if it's not a building or in a building for yourself or someone else. I mean, we can own our own businesses or we can work for someone else. There's many different ways of being employed and putting ourselves in that workspace, work mode. So know that for today, what you're building on, it is still continuing that process of building up what is yours, what is your responsibility, and what is your steps to take, your system. If you're working with a system in building courses or something like that, that you're going to earn income from. There's so many different ways that we can look at that. So what's relevant for you in your day-to-day as to what you're putting your energy into building your structures, okay? That's going to be good, big and strong, okay? And the birch broom and the whip certainly are part of that unexpected, the times where you're going to actually crack it behind, to actually have that moving forward, shifting that energy, giving it a bit of a sweep out. Come on, let's clean up, let's keep it moving, because as soon as you're actually cleaning out something, you're actually creating that space for something new and fresh to be coming in as well. So there's going to be those moments in your workspace, I'm feeling. I'm not feeling that so much in the home space, unless you really like housekeeping and keep doing that. I just looked at the top of my desk here as I was turning on my light and I thought, I've got an excuse, sort of. I'm making this the excuse, put it that way. So here we go. You're going to have something that you're needing to be doing through the day and it pop up. Just get it going. Do it. And this is the similar thing with what is our role, the bridges. Seeing straight away that here it is. There's that close bridge. Just get up and do it. Here we've got the action. We're going to get up and do it, and we'll cross that bridge. We'll do what we need to do today. There's not going to be any fumbling around or messing around and putting things off till that later time, later process or anything. I'm feeling that today's the day. Get in and do it. So basically stop procrastinating. You're doing it. Just take the steps and cross the bridge, do it. Okay? So we'll do that. Now, Renath, I don't, I'm just going to pop that up just to answer this. I don't do individual card readings in this spread reading this morning. This is a general spread reading for each and every one of you to just tap into what it means for you. You're practicing some of your own interpretation here as well as what I'm bringing forward from my understanding and intuitive. So, you just, or spirit connections, whatever pops into my head is what I'm saying as I'm moving through these cards. So you need to actually tap in and feel for yourself what are these cards meaning for you. And in the context of regarding marriage for you, just see what in this, where is your eye going? Here we've got some movement too in the ship. Ship takes a little bit longer, but it's just that process of allowing our senses, our what we know we're wanting to move toward, to be that direction of where we're going to put our hand to the tiller, or because it's not a steering wheel on these sorts of ships, it's a tiller. So that you're actually moving that rudder and gaining the wind in its right direction to get yourself sailing away to that goal, because there's always a forward movement. One of the funny things about these types of ships and boats in general is not, I know a motorboat can go in reverse, but these types of ships which are using the wind and what is natural to the elements, they only go forward. It just depends how you're steering them. So look forward. You're going to know by the end of the day how much more you've moved forward in your life from what you started with right now. So by the time we're looking at this tonight, we'll know that we've actually moved our energy in the right direction so that we are getting the work done to help build up what we're doing in our work space, work mode. We are crossing those bridges and getting things done. We are shifting it. We are progressing, building, growing, learning, all of those things. So, yeah, so there you go. You might need to watch the replay of it to get the gist of how I do these, Renaf. So that's the general reading for this morning. So certainly do tap into what else it means for you. Just spend a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be a long time. Just to allow your own focus to soften and have a breath or two. Open your eyes and see where your eyes go first in those 5 cards. And maybe that's your main message for your day to move forward with, and what else it's actually speaking to you about. Okay, so that's what I've got for today's reading. So just be a little careful on what you're doing in the agreements, the writing, if it's in those formal agreements, that type of written, something that can potentially hold up in a court, I suppose. So if it's written down and it's in that signed agreement, that it's going to hold up in court for those that are going to be in that sort of more legal aspect. I mean, any of it's going to be able to be interpreted that way once you've signed a formal agreement. Any sort of other quick agreement. I mean, I know I just went and wrote one on the wall the other wall. I don't write on walls. It was one of those whiteboard boards that's on the wall. That there was an IOU. I quickly wrote down IOU, a certain amount, because I needed to remember. So, and that's an agreement, even on that whiteboard. So just, have a bit of care in what you're actually putting yourself into as agreements, that you are fully conversant with what's in it, that you are fully agreeing to it, and even in that sort of metaphorical signing of things, that it's what you want. Okay, otherwise, it comes back to that saying a little bit sometimes, be careful what you wish for. So there you go. And Rena, yes, you managed to catch the whole reading this morning. There wasn't any technical glitches, or were there? And I wasn't even aware of it. So it's wonderful to be here again, to be able to share this time and space. So I love doing it. As you know, I love having you around as part of my little family to share these understandings with. You know, it's just so different every morning, isn't it? And thank you, Sarah, as well. It is beautiful sunshine, and I'm hoping it to be a perfect day too. Thank you for those wishes for everyone. And Veronica, thank you. Have a lovely day, everyone else. I love those little emojis. Aren't they beautiful? The technology that we have. It's almost warm fuzzies. So thank you. Keep being the best you, and namaste till tomorrow. Have a great day from Kim as well. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Enough. Your evening.